Imagine slaving for 12 hours a day, 26 days a month, in dirty, smelly, and humid working conditions, getting paid less than $2 every day. These are the working conditions of sweatshops. The clothing you are wearing has probably been touched by over 20 different sets of hands before it has even reached the store where you purchased it. Sweatshops violate many federal laws, making them illegal in the United States.
Sweatshops can be defined in various ways. Most of the time, a sweatshop is defined as a factory that violates 2 or more labor laws, such as violating minimum wage, child labor, and work safety laws. Sweatshops are located all over the world, especially in third world countries, where people are desperate for a job to provide for what they need. Most sweatshop workers are uneducated, come from a very poor family or nation, or have very few skills that can help provide for a family. 85% of sweatshop workers are young women between the ages of 15 and 25. In some countries, children still work at sweatshops, desperate for some sort of money. Sweatshops produce a huge amount of consumer goods, such as shoes and clothing, as well as toys, tires, and auto parts. These goods are later sold in developed countries. Sweatshop workers have to endure horrible working conditions, such as extreme exploitation, verbal and physical abuse, low supply of food and water, very long hours, unventilated workspaces, very low pay, and exposure to toxic materials.
One of the major organizations against sweatshops is the NMAS, or the National Mobilization Against Sweatshops. This organization was founded by young working people in New York City in 1996. These young people were either injured and or suffering from health and economic problems. This organization gave garment, restaurant, construction, and office workers a chance to boycott long hours, dirty sweatshop working conditions. The NMAS states, "Sweatshops are stealing away our freedom and our lives, turning us into disposable work machines." Another organization is the USAS, United Students Against Sweatshops. United Students Against Sweatshops is a student organization with a mission to have the world where society and human relationships are organized cooperatively, not competitively, and to build sustainable power for those who are employed. In the year 2000, the USAS founded the Workers' Rights Consortium, an independent monitoring organization that investigates labor conditions in factories that produce collegiate apparel all over the world, as well as to protect the rights of those who make apparel and other goods.
Despite these efforts, there are still many famous companies that still use sweatshops. Some companies include Walmart, Nike, Abercrombie, Aeropostale, Hollister, Gap, and Forever 21. Take some time and look at the tag on your clothes. Where was it made? Many of these sweatshops are located in China, India, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Companies that work with sweatshops to produce their merchandise say that this practice is necessary for them to remain competitive and to continue offering low prices to consumers. However, almost 75% of the retail price of a garment is pure profit for the manufacturer and retailer. Interestingly enough, according to greenamerica.org, consumers buy the articles of clothing for almost 15 times more than what it takes to make the clothes. Many people also think that sweatshops are necessary for poor people to earn money for their family. However, sweatshop workers earn as little as 1/2 to 1/4 of what they need to provide for basic nutrition, shelter, energy, clothing, education, and transportation. Sadly, a lot of the clothing companies known how harsh people are treated in their sweatshops. Sadly, a lot of the clothing companies know how harsh people are treated in their sweatshops and even have control over how they are treated. But in order to keep the companies successful, they continue to work them. In order to help stop the use of sweatshops, people would need to stop buying from companies that encourage sweatshops and start buying from companies where clothes are made in the USA. People are boycotting by blogs, protests, debates, and websites. Media such as harsh documentaries, YouTube videos, and local news reports have contributed to decreasing consumers buying from companies that use sweatshops. To this day, poor people are forced to work in sweatshops and still have to endure in the horrible working conditions.
For more information on sweatshops, go to greenamerica.org.